guys, thank you so much for watching Cloudwork. I am Akshit. Welcome back to another tech video. In today's Terraform session, I am going to discuss about Terraform Provider, without which you cannot proceed in Terraform. Before watching this video, I would suggest you to go through my first video for Terraform Basics. I have attached the link in description below. Also, you can see the link on top right corner. So now let's see the outline of today's talk. I am going to start with what are Terraform providers, then types of provider, and in the last I'm going to share an example of Terraform provider, and I'm going to discuss more about AWS provider. You can use any provider based on your cloud provider, like Google for Google Cloud, Azure for Microsoft Azure Cloud, and so on. So let's get started. First topic in the stack is what is provider. In layman language, Terraform provider is the configuration used to interact with cloud provider. The behavior of resources rely on their associated resource type, and these types are defined by providers. Each provider offers a set of named resource type and defines for each resource type which argument it accepts, which argument it exports, and how changes to resources of that type are actually applied to remote APIs. A provider is responsible for understanding API interaction and exposing resources. Providers generally are infra as a service, example Alibaba Cloud, AWS, GCP, and so on. Platform as a service, example Heroku, and in the last, software as a service, example Terraform Cloud, DNS Simple, Cloudflare, etc. Providers usually require some configuration for their own to specify endpoint URL, regions, authentication setting, and so on. All resource type belonging to same provider will share the same configuration, avoiding the need to repeat this common information across every resource declaration. Next topic in the stack is types of AWS providers. So the first one is cloud providers. This group includes hyperscale cloud providers that offer a range of services including infra as a service, software as a service, and platform as a service. It includes Alibaba Cloud, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud, and so on. Next is infra software providers. This is a group of software providers offering specialized infra management capabilities such as configuration management. It includes Chef, Consul, Docker, Helm, Kubernetes, etc. Next is network providers. This is a group of network providers that offer specific network capabilities such as DNS, routing, and firewall configuration. It includes Aviatrix, Cloudflare, Cisco, DNS, etc. Next is version control providers. This is a group of version control system providers that offer capabilities of using Terraform to manage your VCS project team and repositories. It includes Bitbucket, GitHub, and GitLab. Next is monitoring and system management providers. This is a group of monitoring and system management providers that offers the capability to configure and manage services such as loggers, metric tools, and monitoring services. It includes Datadog, Grafana, PagerDuty, etc. Next is database providers. This is a group of database providers that offer specific capabilities to provision and configure your database resources. It includes MySQL, MongoDB, etc. Now I will show how you can use AWS Cloud Provider. The Amazon Web Services provider is used to interact with many resources supported by AWS. The provider needs to be configured with a proper credential before it can be used. So I have divided the provider in two parts. One is provider details like configuration arguments, and other part is token, which we will use in order to authenticate with the cloud provider. Provider details includes version and region, and authentication includes access key, secret access key, and profile. Now let's discuss these in more detail. First part is provider details. This is how we configure provider details. The name given in the block header, AWS, in this example, is a name of the provider to configure. Terraform associates each resource type with a provider by taking the first word of resource type name separated by underscore and so on. So the AWS provider is assumed to be the provider for the resource type name. For example, AWS underscore IAM, AWS EC2 instance, AWS DB instance. As you can see, all these resources are starting with AWS. So if these resources will start with AWS, that means these are the resources of the cloud provider AWS. Body. The body of the block between these brackets containing configuration arguments for the provider itself. Version. Providers are plugins released on a separate rhythm from Terraform itself, and so they have their own version numbers. When Terraform init, which is used to initialize the configuration, is run without provider version constraint, it prints a suggested version constraint string for each provider. It is recommended to use version constraint when configuring Terraform provider. Before upgrading to latest provider, which is 2.0, upgrade it to the latest version of 1.0. Region. So this is optional. This is basically the AWS region. It must be provided, but it can also be sourced from AWS default region environment variables or via a shared file credential if profile is specified. We will discuss what environment variable and credential file in few minutes. Next part is authentication. The AWS provider offers a flexible means of providing credential for authentication. The following methods are supported: static credentials, environment variables, shared credential files, and in the last, EC2 role. Let's discuss these methods in detail one by one. So the first one is static credentials. Static credentials can be provided by adding an access key and secret key in line in the AWS provider block. So guys, I'm not going in deep to discuss about what is access key and secret key. If you want more details, then you can go through AWS IAM documentation. Link is attached in the description below. So this is how you have to define authentication using static credential method, where region is a place where you are going to spin up resources on AWS. Access key and secret access key are the keys fetched from the particular IAM user. Static credential method is not the preferred method. Why? As in this method, you are directly exposing the credential by hardcoding them in provider Terraform file. Next method is environment variable method. You can provide your credential via AWS access key and AWS secret key environment variable representing your AWS access key and AWS secret key respectively. First of all, you have to add provider name in Terraform file, then export access key, secret key and region, and you are all set to go. Next method is shared credential file. You can use an AWS credential file to specify your credential. The default location is home/.aws/credentials on Linux and OS, or user profile/.aws/credential for Windows users. If you fail to detect credentials in line or in environment, Terraform will check this location. This is how we define provider configuration in shared credential method. You can optionally specify a different location in configuration by providing the shared credential file attribute or in the environment with the AWS shared credential file variable. This method also supports a profile configuration and matching AWS profile environment variable. This is really good feature of Terraform provider that you can manage resources in multiple AWS account by just specifying AWS profile name. Next and the last method is EC2 role. If you are running Terraform from an EC2 instance with IAM instance profile using IAM role, Terraform will just ask the metadata API endpoint for credentials. This is a preferred approach over any other when running in EC2, as you can avoid hard-coding credentials. This provider method works on IAM role, so whatever permissions your IAM role have, you can create, modify, destroy resources according to that. So it has assume role. If provided with a role ARN, Terraform will attempt to assume this role using the supplied credentials. This is how we define configuration provider file. In this we have role ARN, which is a required field. It is the ARN of the role to assume. Session name, the session name to use when making the assume role call. External ID, the external ID to use when making the assume role call. Policy, a more restrictive policy to apply to the temporary credentials. So guys, we have discussed about the 4 methods you can use in order to authenticate with cloud provider. Now guys, let's see the example based on all these methods we discussed. First one is static example. So these are the steps in order to configure AWS provider using static credential method. So first of all, you have to install Terraform. If you don't know how to install Terraform, then check out my first video on Terraform tutorial for beginners. Then next step is to create folder where we will place all Terraform related configuration. Then create provider file and add provider configuration as shown below. Then run terraform init command to initialize all modules, plugins and another TF configuration. Then to test provider configuration, let's spin up one VPC. To spin up one VPC, create VPC terraform file in same folder with any name, but the extension should be .tf. And in the last, run terraform plan to see what all going to happen, followed by terraform plan to apply all the configuration. Now let's execute these steps one by one. First of all, you have to install Terraform. So I have already installed Terraform. Then you have to create the folder where you are going to place all the configuration. So let's first of all create provider.tf. I have already created the file. So you have to mention region, access key and secret access key. After that, you can just initialize Terraform using terraform init. So it will take some time. It is basically initializing the backend and the provider. So Terraform has been initialized successfully. Now you can create one AWS resource, let's say VPC. So I have created a simple VPC resource which have the CIDI block and the name of the AWS VPC, which is Cloudberg. So now let's run Terraform plan. So it is going to take some time as it will refresh the state. So by running Terraform plan, you can see what all going to happen. So this VPC will be created. So when I will run Terraform apply, this VPC will be created in the AWS with the help of those credentials. So I have to send yes here. So the VPC is creating. So the VPC has been created successfully and we can verify it in the AWS console. So this is the AWS console we have. Now let me. So the VPC has been created successfully, as you can see. The name of the VPC is Cloudberg and this is the VPC ID having CIDI block as this. So this is very simple. You just need to run few commands and then you are all set to go. Next is example based on environment variables. First of all, you have to install Terraform and create folder for Terraform configuration as we discussed in the last example. Then create provider file and add provider name as shown below. Then export access key, secret key and region as shown below. Then Terraform init and initialize the configuration. Then to test the provider configuration, let's create VPC as we did in the last example and in the last run Terraform plan to see what all going to happen, followed by Terraform apply to apply the configuration. Now let's execute these steps one by one. So guys, first of all we will install Terraform. After that we are going to create one provider file. So in provider file we just need to mention the provider name, and then we can export the environment variables like access key, secret key and region. So let's export. So this is our access key, this is our secret key, and in the last this is our region. So you can check all these environment variables using this command. So you can see we have set the region access key and secret access key. Now just run Terraform init, then create a resource, say VPC, and now run Terraform plan. So you can see this VPC will be created. Now I'm going to run Terraform apply. So now this VPC will start getting created in the AWS console. So the VPC started getting created. Now we can see the status here. You can see this VPC has been created successfully, having CIDR as this and the name as CloudBurg. Next is example based on shared credential. Same as we did in the last example, install Terraform and create folder, then create provider configuration file and add provider configuration as shown below. Then run AWS configure -profile name and enter your AWS key, secret key and region. You can find the saved credential in home/.aws/credential file. Based on the location you specify in credential file, save your credential in the location. Then run Terraform init and initialize the configuration. Then to test the provider configuration, let's create VPC as we did in the last example, and in the last run Terraform plan followed by Terraform apply to apply the configuration. Now let's execute these steps one by one. Is this, and then the secret key, and then the region name. So now we can run Terraform init. So as we have not specified the AWS provider version, so it will pick the latest version automatically. So it is going to use 2.70 version of AWS provider. Now the Terraform has been successfully initialized. Now we will create one VPC module as same we are doing in all the examples. So this is a VPC. Now I'm going to run Terraform plan. So this VPC will be created. Now I'm going to run Terraform apply. So we can see in the console now. So the VPC has been created successfully with CIDR block as this and the name is CloudBurg. Next and the last is example based on EC2 role. First of all, you have to install Terraform and create folder for Terraform configuration as we discussed in the last example, then create AWS IAM role for EC2 having sufficient permissions. Once the IAM role is ready, create text file say provider.tf and add provider configuration as shown below. Then Terraform init and initialize the configuration. Then to test the provider configuration, let's create VPC as we did in the last example, and in the last run Terraform plan to see what all going to happen, followed by Terraform apply to apply the changes. So guys, I have shared 4 different ways to configure your provider, but the question is which one to choose. So let's check out the preferred provider method. I would suggest to use shared credential file method for storing credential if you are using Terraform on local, and if you are using Terraform on EC2, then you can use EC2 role method. So why shared credential method? As in other methods, you have to hardcode credential, which is not preferred. You can create multiple IAM user having different access based on their role, and users can store credential in their local .aws/credential file. Terraform will pick this credential for every user and create, modify and destroy resources based on the access. This will help big organization managing stuff on Terraform with multiple users. You can easily update credential by running AWS configure, which means that there is no need to update any file as default file location will be same for every Terraform user. So that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions so far, then you can directly reach out to me on any social platform like LinkedIn, Instagram or Facebook. Username is same on all the platform, which is Cloudberg. Or you can also mail me at cloudbergtech@gmail.com. Do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe Cloudberg. If you like this video, do let me know, and if you don't, do let me know how can I make it better. I come up with new video every Thursday, so stay tuned. Bye guys.